to my temple. My name is Ava, and I'm going to be your oracle for the month of May 2026. This is a combination of astrology and the Tarot. Two esoteric sister arts and sciences, really. The astrology being more scientific than the Tarot. In order for me to bring you a cohesive, understandable forecast with these two rather complex divination arts, I must keep things relatively simple. And so I'm going to be following the transits of only two planets, Mars and Venus. Then I'm going to tie the astrological forecast as a foundation for the tarot forecast, which involves only 4 cards, 4 positions, but personalizes the more universal implications of the astrological aspects. I'm a tropical astrology believer. Absolute. I recognize the value of the tropical system in how it portrays with absolute accuracy over all these centuries the relationship between the cosmos as it appears and our consciousness. They are mirrors of each other and imply a creator, a designer. Call that designer what you will, and many religions have many names for that designer. But in astrology, we simply marvel at the complex relationship between the cyclical movement of the stars above us and the events and psychological states of mankind. I'm going to put together a piece on this subject of tropical astrology and how it is a technology of reality. It's a grand project, so it's in the stage of development right now. So I just wanted to let you know that I am deeply involved in visualizing this for you, so that I can transmit the ideas not only in a way that's clear, but also interesting. So I'm working on that. In the meantime, let's discuss Mars and Venus. This month is rather complex, to say the least, because we have Mars and Venus both changing signs mid-month, meaning changing energies mid-month, bringing attention, energetic attention, into various sectors of your chart. 4 sectors, in fact. Mars, Aries, in the beginning of the month, or it's been for since April. And this is your 12th house. The sign right before you is the 12th house. So, the 12th house is about the subconscious, or maybe even the superconscious. And the hidden aspects of your inner and outer reality. It's revelations of what is held very deeply. Be that a secret, a fear, or some form of guilt. Can be. These are the kinds of emotional realities we like to bury deeply, subliminally. But as I said, the 12th house could also be about the superconscious, where those wanderings of the psyche through our interior landscape can bring you to higher paradisical states of mind, where you are open to seeing your own future, or following the train of a probable reality to its ultimate conclusion, so you can make rational choices as to what you want to do. This might be going on in the beginning of the month, with Venus in Gemini, your second house of finance, of money, of all things that represent value to you. What is it that you value? And with all this interior work or disposition, that you might even be considering things about how you've been earning your money, what you want to do with that money, how you want to spend that money, how you want to save that money. All of this might be under deep consideration. Venus is there. Venus is telling me that you want to create balance and harmony. And so there's a deep perusal, a going over of the material reality from the perspective of your deeper desires and needs, and to create an alignment with the inner and the outer, and your self-worth as well. Because Mars then moves into your first house of the ego, of the personality, of the body. And Mars is, again, an aggressive, high-powered, it's represented by fire, or the chemistry of the sun, as it's taught, plasma, plasmic energy. So in the beginning of the month, we have sort of like, if you want to imagine it like a pipe, where it squeezes water and creates it and concentrates it and turns it inward, not letting it out. But it's high-powered. It's in Aries, after all. And then in the second half of the month, it escapes, spreads out. It delivers its influence into Mars, then moves from the 12th to the 1st. It energizes you. It sort of ignites your personal growth. You might even want to funnel this energy into exercise or into some kind of intense self-improvement program, just to slice off some of this tense energy, because it needs to be funneled and directed. Otherwise, it can scatter rather easily. You want that energy to actually propel you towards a successful achievement of some sort, ideally. Venus in the second half of the month is in the third, again, bringing you charm, diplomatic skill, and the ability to integrate your ideas more broadly within your community, within your sphere of influence broadens. And so you take all that self-reflected insight, perhaps even on your finances, what you're investing in, and it then blooms like spring. You represent a fixed sign right in the heart of spring. You are spring. You are the season of spring. You're fixed because at this point you radiate equally out in all directions, and there is no concentration. There is simply force that permeates all that is. It's a beautiful sign, the very sign of spring. And so you are having a very seasonal replica of that energy. You're literally blooming and radiating and expressing your creativity, your communication skills, your ability to network, to diplomatically deliver your ideas in the second half of the month. So that, I think, is the background for the month. And if you're interested in procuring a reading from me, please, there's links below. I appreciate whatever help you can give. I'm here for you. And so thank you very much. Wait now for your tarot forecast, which will help to more personalize this forecast. So thank you very much. See you next month. All my love. Namaste. Welcome, Taurus, to your tarot forecast for May 2026. Again, this is an Astro tarot forecast relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Taurus, as my moon sign is Taurus. I often resonate with this reading. When it's your moon sign, the moon is about your feelings, emotions. So there are emotional truths, there are intellectual truths, there's physical truths. And sometimes a situation or event can have more emotional meaning to you, or intellectual meaning, or literal physical ramifications. So that's why it's good to see all three aspects of your chart through these readings, to give you a kind of a round robin of possibilities that you can then choose according to your intuition. So now I'm going to try to use the the astrological forecast as a backdrop, foundation for this reading. This is a 4-card spread. The first card represents the overall mood or energy of the month. And we have a major arcana card. That is justice. Now let me pull in on it so you can see it. There are very few cards in the tarot deck that are as obvious in their meaning, symbolical meaning, than this one, because everyone knows what justice means. Fairness. So it seems that May will be about rebalancing the scales between your private life, Mars in the 12th, and your public identity, Mars in the 1st. At the start of the month, there's apparently going to be a lot of behind-the-scenes tension, as perhaps you're settling your karmic debts, or perhaps you're just processing a darker side of you, anger, fear, doubt. It's about psychological cleansing here. Then, at the end of the month, as Mars enters your first house of ego, of self, of your personality, all that pent-up energy explodes into action. But this is principled action. Principled, meaning with integrity. You act assertively, but with integrity. And principled assertion, I'd say. You act how and why. You act on the verdict, as in a court of law, that you've come to through the first half of the month when you were musing introspectively. Now, as far as Venus in the second house of finance, money, it forecasts fair play or fair treatment, fair income for your work, giving a fair exchange, engaging in a fair exchange of money. There's going to be clarity and authority as you share not only your finances, but your ideas, your visions. You remain grounded in your integrity, and you gain immense confidence in yourself. Mars in the 1st. Because here what it's saying is that you put value on yourself, on your worth, and then you are able to ask others to support you, to make a fair exchange for your skills, your knowledge, your wisdom. That is how it begins, the overall energy of the month. So let's move immediately into the challenge. And we have the 2 of Swords. Let's move into this and look at her. She's seated on a solid bench. The waters behind her are a little turbulent, and she has those two two swords representing the mind crossed in front of her. So she is also blindfolded. So the symbology is very poignant. It's about being unable to discern or to make a decisive decision, indecision, mental blocks. This is in the position of your challenge. Maybe the refusal to see the truth about something, i.e. the justice card just before this. This can represent a massive birth of energy shifting from behind the scenes to in front of the world, assertive energy in the world. And she's right at the cusp of that change of energy. Maybe you feel paralyzed by the options that this new energy is bringing out of you or presenting to you. So maybe it's making you afraid to move in any direction. Or maybe it's just making you afraid that if you make a move, you're going to disrupt the peace or the temporary truce or comfort that you've built. Your challenge is this denial phase, this where you deny or avoid something. So you're sitting on a proverbial fence about something because you fear the consequences of deciding one path over another. The solution is to remove that self-imposed blindfold and then acknowledge the truth you've been avoiding. Then the universe can help you, or it will remove that blindfold from your eyes more forcibly. So you'll have to look. You have to see. So let it be voluntary. Is the challenge of the month. Let me remove this somehow here. And let's move on. Moving on to the position of the unexpected. We have an earth card, and you are an earth sign. So this will be a very positive surprise. The Three of Pentacles. Well, this is an apprentice. He is working to bring his vision into reality, working collaboratively. You can see that he is working with his patrons. The unexpected thing that may happen this month, Taurus, is there may be a sudden success of a collaborative project you hadn't planned on. Or perhaps an unexpected meeting of minds. Or an unexpected new partnership. A partnership that will help you build something very tangible, real, material. Or it's just you're surprised by some teamwork that happens. Or this could also be an unexpected acknowledgement of your skills, your expertise, which leads perhaps to some other form of apprenticeship or to a role that you never anticipated playing within a project or within a team effort. This is also, well, you see, with the Two of Swords just previously, maybe there was something that stalled and you couldn't make a decision about because you didn't have all the facts. But suddenly, that gains momentum through the right combination of people coming together. So somehow you may feel ready now to come out with it, to come out from behind the curtain with some kind of project perhaps that you've been working on secretly, art you've been working on secretly, or something that you didn't want to let anybody know about until you were ready. But this bodes both financial and social success. So, let's take this out, and now we come to the end, the outcome. Wow. So we have two major arcana cards. The first one was justice. We began with justice, fairness, balance. The overall energy of the month is seeking justice, fairness, and balance. Inner balance and outer balance. And we end with the World, with some completion, graduation. So this is a very powerful ending, a very powerful outcome, as it could indicate a major graduation from your internal work, which then finally manifests in external tangible success. Showing here that the soulful warrior work of Mars in the 12th at the beginning of the month will play a beautiful part in helping you to integrate the revelations, the knowledge, the wisdom that you gain into the new first house dynamic. So you're not just acting out, you're acting with a deep sense of purpose now. You feel at home in your own skin. You feel secure in the world at large. This is called the world. She is being reborn. She's like the caterpillar, metamorphizing into the butterfly. You suddenly spread your wings and fly out into the world. Maybe you're going global through the placement of Venus in your third house. You're spreading your wings far and wide. This is the triumphant completion or culmination, which leads to you being able to present your ideas, your concepts, your visions to a wider audience. And the overall feeling that you get by the end of the month is that all the pieces of the puzzle will seem to fall into place as if it were destined. This is a very karmic card. So then, with that fulfillment of destiny, you celebrate your victory. And that is your forecast for May 2026. Thank you everyone for coming to your reading. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I'd just like to answer a couple of questions that people have been asking me. You know, when I restarted this channel here on the Big Island of Hawaii, I started sharing with you many of my yoga sessions, because I'm a yoga teacher lifelong. I'm 74 and I've always taught yoga, but I film out here on my patio, which is rather large, but it has no screening except the ones, you know, these right here that I can put around me. But there is no screening possible when I'm teaching yoga. So the mosquitoes have been the only reason I haven't been keeping up with that project. But we're heading into non-mosquito season, if that's the correct way of putting it. And I will return to filming some of my sessions. I'll do the best I can. I realize that with my equipment being as primitive as it is, I can only really capture about 15 minutes of my sessions with clarity and without technical problems. So I'll have to keep my sessions short, or I'll split them into segments, part 1, part 2, and so on. So look for that as well. I've always done yoga for myself, but I do it inside my cabin. And it's dark in there. I can't film in my cabin. I've tried. It's made out of redwood, and redwood absorbs light. And so no matter what I do, I can't seem to capture any of the, capture well, visually, anything in my cabin. So please forgive me for that. But I will resume my yoga, sharing my yoga with you soon. So now let me bring my camera out, and as we part ways, I'll show you this beautiful day here on the Big Island of Hawaii. And thank you very much for joining me, for liking and sharing. And there's links below if you could be kind enough to donate or to support this channel through the purchasing of a private and personal reading from me. I appreciate your support, and I love you very much, Taurus. Namaste, and happy birthday.